Hi everyone, I want to give you my thoughts on the best starters in Season 25. With the Haedrig gift, you get the free set right at the start when you are level 70 and you progress through the first steps of the season journey. And this usually gets you going to like Torment 10, Torment 16 and like the first speed GRs quite easily. The most challenging step in the process of acquiring your full set is the GR20 run. So typically I try to record a run of each class with kind of like a bare minimum setup that you want to have to be able to do it comfortably, but I didn't get around to doing that, but I can talk about it anyway. So first of all, I want to highlight that we have this Haedrig gift GR20 guide here that includes all the different classes with their set. So you can see kind of the setup that you want to use here. So this assumes you already have the 4 pieces, which you get from the chapter 2 and chapter 3 from the season journey. And then chapter 4 gives you this full set. The big winners here for the season start are definitely the Demon Hunter with the Shadow's Mantle. This one also got buffed in this patch. So this is going to be a quite good speed farming build early on, especially if you get an Essence of Anguish with the explosion effect, because this really makes your impales go pop off and you'll be destroying with this in like the first GRs. Monk is also not really bad with the Sengoku, so you have the option to go Tempest Rush or Wave of Light here. So if you get any of those supporting items, for example here for Tempest Rush, you can also easily blast through Torment 16, you can get an Ingeum in there, you can be dashing around really fast, and this will also get you going until you get your full inner set. And also the Wizard actually with the nerfed Firebird is going to be pretty solid as a starter as well. So you're going to be playing a manual Flame Blades variant of this, and you can also quite easily jump into speed farming and higher GRs because this build doesn't really require like any crazy stats and is very easy to play and very tanky. For the other classes, it doesn't really look that great. Invoker is nothing really fancy here for the Crusaders, so they will have kind of a slow start, and then you'll probably progress towards LOD Bombardment and Arcans. The Necromancers get the Grace of Inarios, which is kind of alright, but for the most part I would recommend just go all the way with LOD. So typically we're going to do something like either LOD Corpse Explosion, or you want to do the LOD Skeleton Mages, or you just try to farm up the Rathma set, which is actually formidable for speed farming. The Witch Doctors get Jade Harvester, which at least makes a very easy GR20 run, but it's not really a great set to play. So you want to try to get rid of this as fast as possible and go either Mundunugu or the new Eric here, and potentially even an LOD Darts or Zuni Darts, depending on what you like. Farming with Witch Doctor is always a bit clunky, but it does work better now in Season 25 with the soul shards and also with the buffs to the 2 items. So this might work, but not really on Jade. And lastly, we have the Barbarian. So again, this is a pretty easy GR20 run, and it's also kind of okay for farming. So Barbarian has the big advantage that all the builds are very balanced. So there's Hoda, there's Seismic Slam, there's Earthquake, there's Whirlwind, there's Frenzy. All of them work almost exactly the same in terms of how efficient they are, but the big problem the Barbarian has is it's Barbarian, and Barbarians are extremely weak in general in terms of DPS at least. So this is more of like a solo thing here anyway. And in case if you're playing like a solo Barbarian season, it is a pretty solid starter for Barbarian standards at least, and then you can just farm up whatever other set you want. I have all the setups linked here in the description. So these are the 3 planners, and you can kind of see the setup and the skills used. So typically you try to focus on like one big nuke skill. The Barbarian, for example, has the Earthquake and the Leap, and then Invoker you just go with Thorns that will kill everything. Shadow DH can kind of do like whatever you want because you have so much damage from the 2-piece bonus already. For the Monk, most importantly, you have to keep up Sweeping Wind, and this will basically kill everything for you with those clones that he spawned from the 4-piece bonus. On the Jade Harvester, you're gonna be aware that you mostly want to go for very small pulls because you have to apply Haunt to the same target twice, but that won't happen if there's unaffected targets nearby. So he kind of like tries to haunt the entire pull first before he can start one-shotting stuff from this 2-piece bonus. Firebirds is very simple, you just burn everything with Disintegrate. And Necro, again, LOD, so I would mostly recommend just get like some, rank 10 LOD gem from like 2 or 3 GR runs, and then you just go in there with whatever you have maybe. If you don't have anything, just go with the mages. In any case, it should be quite easy to complete the GR20 run with any of the classes. And I also have a kind of like a recommended like full setup that you want to play for at least like T16 or like low GR farming here. So you can just find this here as like kind of like a a basic idea of, you know, what you should do and which items to go for. So you typically want to get like, you know, 2 or 3 key items. For example, for the barb, you have the Girdle of Giants and you have the Nutstocks. And then on the age, you want to go with your, you know, impale items like the Carles, etc. So you can see that here as well in the planners if you go to the second setup. Aside from this, obviously we're gonna have all the updated build guides for you guys for season 25 with the soul shards and the D3planner embeds and all that stuff that you might need to know. So if you wanna dive deeper into any of them, go to our guide section here and then you can, you know, look any of them up. And that also concludes this little guide here. So I wish you a good start in season 25. Hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you guys next time.